What is up, innovators? This is Mike Hill, and this is the Innovative Lifestyle. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week and is ready for whatever is next up. All right. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about setting habits and schedule to be more productive. This is a topic that a lot of people ask questions about, and I think it's a topic that is discussed widely along with various other items, especially in the realm of personal development. I think this is one topic, if you do not have habits you follow on a very regular basis, that you are missing the boat and you are missing things and opportunities to improve your life, whether it's your financial situation, whether it's your health, whether it's your career, whether it's your relationships. There is room for better habits in every one of them. So that being said, I want to dive into a few different topics on setting habits and scheduling to be more productive. Right? I think a lot of times, people set habits and that's it, right? And they think that hey, you set a habit and that's all there is to it. And unfortunately, this can lead to bad habits, right? Habits can be both good or bad. The habit doesn't matter. It's your willingness to do the habit. And so first step, I think, or one item that people just miss with their habits is they'll read something and say, oh, I need a habit of taking a cold shower, or oh, I need a habit of exercising daily, or I need a habit of doing this or that. And I think that, they don't take a step back and recognize that the habits that you choose should be decided by your vision, right? Everything that we do, everything that I talk about in the Innovative Lifestyle starts with your vision. And so the reason why we start with our vision is this is what sets our priorities, right? If you don't have a vision where your number one priority is your health, why is that habit the first habit that you're setting, right? Working out is your first habit, or diet is your first habit, right? Now, don't get me wrong, working out, extremely important. I have said multiple times in public that your physical health can be the number one game changer for you. And so my vision doesn't necessarily align with everybody else's. So you start with your vision, okay? And the reason you do that is this will determine your priorities, right? And so once you determine your priorities, you then figure out what habits are important to you. Then the next thing, your priorities lead to your habits, which lead to time blocking, right? And choosing specific times of the day to do things. And so I always say, if it's your number one priority, it should be your number one activity. This is just the reality of life that we live in. So you got to put your first things first, right? Eat that frog first, Brian Tracy book. And so focus on putting your number one priorities or your top priorities early in the day, right? And so your top habits should go first thing of the day. Your biggest needle movers, your one things, should go as early in the day as possible. And then the next item is what are your non-negotiables? Like, what is something that has to be done daily versus what is something that has to be weekly versus what is something that has to be done monthly. And so figuring out what your daily non-negotiables are. And so figuring out, like for me, I have to work out every day. I have to meditate every day. If I don't do these two things, consider my day crap. And if you come across me by mid-afternoon, you're probably not going to like the encounter that you have with me, just because that's who I am. I need those two things in my day to fully round me out. Okay. And so those are my daily non-negotiables. I must work out every day. I must meditate every day. So these are the first items that I have. Fortunately, they align perfectly with my number one priority is my physical health, right? So I take care of myself first. First thing I do when I wake up is I go to the gym. The second thing I do after going to the gym, or the first thing I do after I go to the gym, is I meditate. 1 and 2, done every single day. And if you've ever had a poor experience with me, then it is because I didn't do 1 and 2. Okay. The next item, in setting habits and schedules, right? So, we talked about your priorities are set by your vision, right? And so determining which habits you choose to do should be set by your vision. When you do them is set by putting your first things first, right? So you find your priorities so that you can put it in the right blocks, and what your daily non-negotiables are, right? So the next one is determining and how do you fit this in, and scheduling out your week, determining what your roles are, right? And how will these fit with your roles, right? So my role as a general manager for an engineering service company, and that has a time period that I need to be available every day, right? Most of the world works 9 to 5, and so I need to fit my habits and my schedule for those tasks within that role, and that role is generally 9 to 5, right? But at the same time, my kids have school, and my role as a father, my kids aren't up at 4 o'clock in the morning like I am, okay? And my kids have school during the week, and so being a father between 8 and 3 isn't really hard because they're at school, okay? But so that time period doesn't really fit for me for that role, right? So when I do various tasks that are not my primary income, or not so anytime I'm doing investing type work, right, I move those tasks to a different time of the day that isn't interfering with my role as a general manager, isn't interfering with my role as a family man. So and the last thing I think to bring all of this together is, I think it's important to have to have a checklist of these items, have a checklist of these of really what items have to be done inside these time blocks, right? So inside my business development time block, look, I have a checklist. I have to do X number of cold calls. I have to do X number of current customer touches. I have to do X number of warm lead follow-up. Okay. And so having checklists, I love lists. I love checklists. I think I liken it to, you wouldn't fly with someone who didn't go through his pre-flight checklist, would you? So I think that they're important to keep us. Checklists are very important to keep us on task and keep us rolling. So that's the bulk of it this week here. I really appreciate you taking the time and listening. If you have not checked out our free Facebook group, check us out at The Innovative Lifestyle, from overworked employee to conquering success, right? That's our Facebook group, free. Come join us, join the community. We want to hear from you. We want you to engage. Also, if you have not checked out our free book, You Have a Problem, an engineering approach to living the life you want, check it out. It's for free at www.theinnovativelifestyle.com/book. I appreciate everybody listening. I'm excited to get going and rolling again on these podcasts, and I'm excited to see how it grows. If you have a recommendation for someone that we should engage with, I would really love to hear from you on it. Again, visit either our Facebook group or our website to engage with me. We're also looking for guests for the podcast moving forward. I'd love to move this into an interview style type of way. It's not just me talking through my experiences and my learnings, but I'd love to engage with listeners and how to improve. So again, reach out, check us out on Facebook, check out the website, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And you know what? Go live the life of your dreams, live an innovative life, a life that you